Hello again, sports fans. This is Kilgore Scoop Trout with an update of week one with the Cullen Family ESPN Fantasy Football League, the number one fantasy football game. We have representatives from 6 states, the great state of Delaware, Illinois, Minnesota, New York, North Dakota, and Oregon. It's a cross-country expedition. Here's a summary of the scores from week one. Team Zubay American Korean Fusion 112.8 to 111, a nail biter. That was a great case of a young lady, Kendall Cullen, outwitting an elderly gentleman, Stephen Zubay. And then we had two young guns, young Brady McKilway and Caden Cullen, with their fathers guiding them along the way, and an even closer nail biter, 89.8 versus 89.3. 0.5 was the deciding factor. That was a coin toss, and that is the future of the league, those two great minds. We had a West Coast, East Coast battle of cousins. Brian Bennett versus Ian Cullen, and the Ian Cullen team, the most creative name of all in this league, dominating 133.2 versus 85. Brian swears vengeance come playoff time. And then you had cousins, Bobby Zubay, a.k.a. Dr. Drains, and his Dr. Drains trainers beat the newbie, his cousin Melissa Mary Beck, and her husband Danny Beck, Bend It Like Beckham, 79-1, 62-1. And then we had good family friend, actually a true family member, Fred Calzone, and cousin Joe Cullen from out in Minnesota, a dominating performance, 109.3 to 65.9. And bringing it up in the final match, Wentz Bitten, twice shy, the great and lovely Lori Welder and Tyler DeMars, dominating young Eric Cullen, 133 to 71.2. Eric has vowed to make big changes to make a comeback. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for our weekly feature, the Cullen Family ESPN Fantasy Football Spotlight Game of the Week. Team Zubay versus American Korean Fusion, one of the nail biters I mentioned. Here's a picture of Miss Kendall Cullen, Director of Player Personnel for the American Korean Fusion, with her pops, deliberating two big decisions. Should we go with Eli Manning, the New York Giants loyalist, or do we go with Ben? Pops said go with Eli. Kendall overruled, said we're going with Big Ben because of the name. Proved to be a winning facet. Secondary to that, another big decision. Do we go with Jason Witten, the evil Dallas Cowboy? Pops said, can't deal with it. Kendall said, sorry, Pops, overruling you. She went with Jason Witten. Those proved to be key factors in the victory. In the meantime, Mr. Steve Zubay, owner and operating officer of Team Zubay, laid back and pondered his decisions, and obviously was outfoxed by a young lady from the great state of Illinois. Once again, those are the final scores. Let's take a preview into week two. This week we got the American Korean Fusion. We have a grandfather and grandson matchup. American Korean Fusion versus Landry Matt. Dropping on down, we have a case of cousins, if you will, Bend It Like Beckham, Melissa Beck, and Danny Beck going up against Greg McKilway and the young bright mind of Brady McKilway. Dropping down, we have a brother versus sister matchup. Joe Cullen, dude, you're getting Odell. Wentz Bitten, twice shy. Lori Welder and Tyler DeMars going up against. We have, again, that brother-sister matchup. Then going up on the other side, we got a father-son matchup. Team Zubay against Dr. Drains Trainers. Looking intense. A big 11.2 edge for Team Zubay. See how that pans out. We got the Portland Pipe Pipers. Bonnie and Clyde. We got Chad Pirate, a.k.a. Brian Bennett, West Coast, going up against honorary family member Fred Calzone. Let's see what happens there. A close predictive Vegas odds of 4.6. Bringing it up the rear, we got the battle of the brothers of New York. Ian versus Eric Cullen with a 9.3. One game I'd like you to make note of, jumping back, Bend It Like Beckham Brady and the Beast, they have a 34.5 point spread. What the heck is that all about? Anyway, that's a week one wrap up and a preview of week two for the Cullen Family Fantasy Football League. Are you ready for some football? Cullen style, Cullen family style. You bet we are. This is Kilgore Scoop Trout with a wrap up of week one, a preview of week two. Looking forward to it. See you next week.